Before we start, please listen along using the provided transcript that includes a translation for our cat. With that being said, welcome back to another episode of Calamity Cat, and this week's returning guest star is Ophelia. So how has life been treating you? Last time you were on this podcast, you were going through some major life events. That's amazing. Coming out as bisexual is quite risky in today's political climate. Have there been any resources that have helped you through this time? Lady Gaga has been a well-known LGBTQ ally for music, but she is not without controversy, especially with the evangelical Christians who see her music as an attack on religion. Let's talk about the broad subject of religion and the LGBTQ community before we dive in to Lady Gaga's influence. According to a study done by the University of Missouri, the consensus is that religious people are very much against the LGBTQ and their equality. One statistic to note is that evangelical Christians or Protestants are most against those rights, with 85% noting that they don't support them. I bet Lady Gaga's coming out as bisexual has helped you feel a lot more confident about yourself, Ophelia. Lady Gaga is Born This Way as a focal point in her stance against religious oppression. In an interview with Vogue, her music video Born This Way emphasizes an extraterrestrial alien look, as well as a religious undertone. She then goes on to say that this attire is meant to evoke feelings of importance, of freedom, and equality. I argue that her music video for Born This Way is a criticism of Western religion and a blatant advocacy of LGBTQ equality and the acknowledgement through her internal conflict with her religion and sexuality. In the first moments of the music video, we see Gaga portraying God, or a goddess, creating a race within the race of humanity. Representing the LGBTQ, Lady Gaga, through God, is trying to decide whether this new race is good or evil. She's split on the decision. This chasm between God and the LGBTQ is an all-encompassing theme in the video. As Gaga struggles with her own sexuality and acceptance from God, she pushes these ideas towards her audience and begs the question, would God still love you if your sexuality is different? In her own introduction, she starts by saying, it doesn't matter if you love him or capital H-I-M. The first him is ambiguous. However, the second H-I-M is about God. She follows this up by saying, cause you were born this way, baby. Here, she's inferring that one can be religious, believe in God, and be LGBTQ at the same time. This is important to know, as traditional religious communities believe that the LGBTQ goes against biblical themes. Yes, I do. Throughout the song, he is about God. When she states, cause he made you perfect, babe, this is a reference to God making us in his image. Therefore, if one is perfect and LGBTQ, then it's okay in God's eyes, according to Gaga. She cements this point by further stating that God makes no mistakes. I did not think of that. She does reference the sex-negative view of religion when she says, in the religion of the insecure, I must be myself and respect my youth. A different lover is not a sin. The religion of the insecure refers to Western religion and how they're insecure about their sexuality. When she's being herself and she has a different lover, she implies that being bisexual is being herself. Therefore, she is criticizing Western religion's intolerance towards the LGBT community. The main motif throughout the song and title is I was born this way. This statement means that the way she is now, her personality, sexuality, the way she dresses and acts, have always been her. She is fighting against the societal pressures of being a bisexual woman. Furthermore, it harkens back to a point earlier in the song, cause God makes no mistakes. Therefore, she is indirectly suggesting that God, through all his power, chose to make her the way she is. In a 2009 interview with Rolling Stone, Lady Gaga officially comes out as bisexual. And in doing so, she brought her sexuality into the mainstream. Coupled with her outlandish clothing, she aimed to satirize the gender stereotype at the time, and for that, many people looked up to her as an icon. Furthermore, the proclaimed gay pride anthem has made its way into the religious circle. Pastor Carl Bean in LA took Born This Way and sang it in a sermon. Bean, who advocated for gay rights, allowed gays and lesbians into his church and created unprecedented acceptance of the LGBTQ rights in the religious sphere, thanks to Gaga. Lady Gaga has stated that she believes in Christianity. However, her music portrays a different Christianity than the public is used to. Through her music, she lays down her ideal religion, one that accepts everyone for who they truly are, regardless of sexuality. However, conservative religious advocates have labeled her as dangerous and tried to defame her. As an example, her critics spread the rumor that she had a penis. Others have tried to suppress her and her music and her message. She does. She responded to the controversy by tackling it head on. She comments on Born This Way critics by stating, I want to write my This Is Who the Fuck I Am anthem, and I don't want it to be hidden in poetic wizardry or metaphors. Her music is loud and clear, and that's what makes it appealing to her audience. It's a song they can scream at the top of their lungs and be proud of who they are. Many right-wing news sources have called her anti-left and anti-Christian. They say she is against traditional marriage and biblical sexuality. Despite Gaga saying she is Christian, the right have called it a lie and she's a heretic scheming to turn the young minds against true biblical teachings. Furthermore, Gaga is accused of trying to redefine marriage, bring homosexuality into leadership, and completely redefine Christianity itself. Some have called Gaga akin to evil itself, stating if one falls for Gaga's scheme, they are falling into the hands of the devil. With all this controversy, Gaga argues that there should be a distinction between religion and the church, where the overall theme of religion is love and acceptance, whereas the theme of the church is political and a dogmatic tradition. Born This Way's cultural influence has not left the mainstream even after being released over a decade ago. Many influencers have voiced that Lady Gaga's and this song have allowed them to feel more comfortable in their own skin and announce their sexuality. Gaga's music provides people a voice. Those who are unsure of themselves can look up to Gaga as an icon, someone who will fight for them. She calls her followers little monsters as they are misguided and wrong in Jesus' eyes. However, her progressive Christian values, she's actively trying to help her followers find acceptance. She slays and she ate, but most of all, she stands up for what she believes in.